Hello? God damn. Hashtag WrestlePals. Your weekly dose of ... stupid. A little early this week. Looking at my watch, it says 7:38. Just trying to get it done early. Got stuff to do. I want to do some writing and whatnot, and so we're going to do it early. Let's talk about, before we get into the Royal Rumble and whatnot, let's talk about options for the show. You guys have expressed interest in, doing watch-alongs with us, essentially. I was thinking about maybe moving towards a model like that. Watch-alongs for the pay-per-views, and maybe some sort of post-Raw, post-SmackDown, 30-40 minute thing, kind of recap while we play video games together. I don't know. Save the formal show for when we have really big conversations that we want to get into. I don't know, man. For now, this is what it is. This is what the show's gonna have to be. Shoot. I forgot to share a link that I found earlier because I are stupid. I guess that makes sense. So let me start here. Hard work does indeed work, ladies and gentlemen. I wasn't sure if you knew that. The Hard Work Fitness app, you can search in your app store now. Download it. Actually, in 1 second, I'll actually show you. Search in your app store, download it, purchase your membership, only $10 a month with zero commitment. You get 3 new workouts every week designed for minimal to no equipment at all ages and ability levels, and you can literally work out anywhere in the world. There's zero contract, cancel anytime. You keep all your workouts and join the hustle. Hashtag join the hustle. Hard work works, ladies and gentlemen. Joe rules. He will help get you into shape. He's doing his damnedest to help me. And I swear to God, once I get up off my lazy butt and actually start doing these workouts. Here, let me show you. Let me show you the app. Fitness. Hard Work Works fitness app. Right there, baby. See how it works? And then you go to the More page, has workout and shared. You go to workout, and then here's all my workouts. You can't really see that. There's all my workouts, the body weight workouts. I've got 6 of them. And then cool downs. I mean, he does everything for you. The only thing he can't do is make you do it. So do it. And I assure you, you will not regret it. I am going to get off my behind here, and because the diet portion isn't working the way I'd hoped, I can't get as motivated. So it means it's time to start working out to try to get the rest. Hello, Ellie. Yeah, I know. I'm really early. If that's what you were duding about. So we got a lot to talk, man. So let me start here, actually, since Ellie's in the chat. She shared with me earlier the Ethan Page vlog. And so I decided I'm going to watch this while I'm at work. Yeah, I know. I got to do it myself. I just got to get up off my butt and actually do the damn workout. And this was a lot of fun. I like this Ethan Page character. He seems like a swell dude, and it was pretty funny. What's this? There we go. But I dug it. I dug the vlog. I definitely want to check out some more so I can see what's up. I still need to meet Dan the Dad. Oh, Ellie bought an Effie shirt. There's something that popped up today that I wanted to lead with, and like a dummy, I didn't save the link. Something cool came up in wrestling, and now, gown. It's gown. Y'all, I gotta tell you, I am not a huge fan of how Liv got brought in, of how she got reintroduced, thrown into this weird, thing with the Lashley and Lana, which, was cringe inducing most of the time. However, I mentioned this already. She's been killing it. And so she pops in to the Rumble. First of all, new gear. Love the new gear. Love the new look. Yeah, indeed. Hashtag Liv Loves Justin. Who doesn't know? Everyone should know this. It's right there. I do apologize if I bumped up the camera quality or the video quality, so hopefully it's not garbage. Yeah, she just wants to live her life. That's all she's trying to do. But the gear is great. She comes out I love the new theme. I think that it needs some words or something. It's missing just that one thing to take it to that next level, that big star level. She eliminates Lana at the Rumble, which was great. And then she has the big match with her the next night and wins with her new finish, which also looks great. And as I was thinking about it, like as I was watching it happen, bear with me here. Timeless Liv Morgan. I can't get that out of my head. Hashtag live eternally. Timeless Liv Morgan. God, I love it. Ty Valkyrie ripped into the dirt sheets today. Liv's amazing and she loves Justin. What? I know Taya was, because I guess she was at the Rumble. She was at the Rumble for John. And I guess the Dirts were reporting, oh, she's signing with WWE, which, I mean, is obviously still a possibility. And I saw that she was like, stop reporting on this. I was just there to support my husband. So Joe says, this Rumble had so much storytelling, best one in years. Let's just jump right into the Rumble. Yes. I loved the one Nakamura won. I enjoyed the one Orton won other than Orton winning. I liked last year's, but not nearly as much as those other two. Now, the Rumble as a whole, with everything involved, absolutely everything involved, including me hating what they did with Brock at the beginning, and then realizing I'm hating this on purpose. Love you, Joe. Good night. But they made me hate it. They hated me hate the thing. Okay, I'm going to read this thing Chris shared what Ty Valkyrie said. Clickbait. Yo, I don't know what a rollover contract is, but that's not what I signed. I signed for 2 years last year. Simple as that. Now stop writing BS about me. It's effing annoying. And also my job and contracts are none of anyone's business. Oh, good. Yes. I don't want to get there yet because there's a lot of follow-up with that. Let's start right at the top then. Corbin and Reigns, I really hope this is done. I really do, because it's... I don't mind it necessarily, but it's just been going on for really long. And I mean, I don't know that there's any more wrinkles you can put in it to make it interesting, to make it continue on. So I kind of hope that Corbin and Reigns are done with each other. Oh, more. Dear Mike Johnson of PW Insider, there's a reason I have your stupid page blocked. Stop writing garbage about people and maybe do your job and research a topic before writing about it. Yours truly, Taya V. There's always been something I like/dislike about Taya. Like, I love the fact that she's going after people. Even more, not going to comment anymore. I don't go to my favorite restaurant and ask the waitress what she's making or how long she plans on working there. So it makes it okay for POS reporters to do it to us. Know your role and show us respect. Then we will do the same to you. There's always that. I like that. First of all, I like that she's standing up for herself. And Dirts almost blew the Royal Rumble. Thankfully, Edge was very adamant that he wasn't returning, and I like to block that stuff out because I want it to be a surprise. Even though you never know, it was in my head that he might. It was still a big surprise. So, let's move into, you know what? I was half watching the Women's Rumble, half watching Bayley and Lacey. Here's some things I noticed about the women's Rumble. Bianca Belair shined big time. They trust Alexa Bliss again because she opened the whole damn thing. I'm actually kind of disappointed that Charlotte won ultimately, although I am interested to see where they're going with that. Who else had some shine? Shayna Baszler looked great in it. I guess you kind of have to put this feather in Charlotte's cap, but she's still Charlotte Flair, and she doesn't need a Rumble win to get a championship match. So, I mean, they steered her towards the women's tag on Monday. So I don't know. Maybe she does something really different. And the Dirts are saying she's going to challenge Rhea for that. So maybe we have Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, which would be really awesome too. There's a lot of places that this could go. So, don't count anything out. We also had, let's see, Beth Phoenix being an absolute beast. She busted the back of her head open and was bleeding out of the head and still was one of the final four. What a badass. Actually, that's what made me actually finally sit down, because we were celebrating my sister's birthday, so I was kind of like, I had it on. I told her I was going to have it on. It's the Royal Rumble. I got to watch. So I had it on, but was kind of like half watching. And then I look over and I see Beth's hair is turning red. I'm like, what's going on here? So I sat down and watched the rest of the thing. Wowzers McTavish. And then that moves us into, is that where we have Bray? I think Bray and Bryan? I don't know. I'm fuzzy. But Bray and Bryan was top notch. It's arguably my favorite strap match I've ever seen. Maybe I'm just a fiend, Mark. I just dug it. That's all I can say. It's both these guys are really great, and that's all I want to say about it. Now let's talk about the Rumble, because like Joe said earlier, this was the best Rumble in years, because you start off with Brock, and Paul Heyman is spitting spoilers. Brock is going to enter number one. He's going to eliminate everybody, and he's going to be the first person to enter number one, throw out everybody, and win the damn Royal Rumble. And for a minute there, I was worried that that's what they were going to do. Masterful. I think Drew was number 16. So Brock threw out 13 or 14 people, and it included an awesome moment where he was one-on-one with Keith Lee. If you haven't seen that, you got to see. It doesn't last long, but you got to see them face to face, and they have a couple interactions, and it's just, yeah. I need me some Keith Lee and Brock Lesnar at some point. And then Braun Strowman comes out, and the one good thing is it takes them fighting each other and taking their attention off Brock for Brock to be able to dump them both out. Ricochet comes out, has a decent showing against Brock, stays in there long enough for Drew to come out, and this was the moment, because it looked like Heyman was saying, Heyman gave a spoiler. Brock is going to throw all these fools out. It's going to be over. And Drew's music hits. Drew marches down there and claymores Brock Lesnar right over the top rope. And the crowd erupts. Masterful. That was really, really good storytelling. And then Drew stares at Brock because he wants a piece of Brock. He wants the WWE Championship. This is what he's been talking about for weeks now. I've never gotten my title shot. I'm going to win the Royal Rumble and get it. And he throws out a couple people, and then he just kind of falls into the mix. We had a nice, MVP came back. I didn't see that coming. I don't know how long of a run this is. I don't know how excited I am for him to be a full-time thing, but seeing him from here and there, I'm in. We had Team Rated RKO clash against each other and work together, which was really fun moments. We also had Shelton Benjamin confronted well, he didn't even confront. Like, Brock was like, "Oh, hey, that's my dude," and so they like hug, and then they're gonna wait for everybody to come out, and nah, Brock's gonna toss you out. Also, I mentioned Team Rated RKO. They clash together, and Orton goes for the RKO. Edge blocks it, and then goes, no, let's go get these dudes. And then as they're getting ready to go get those dudes, Edge tosses Orton over. It was just a fun night. Edge ends up being Final Four, I believe. So it's the Final Four: Drew, Roman, Edge, and Rollins. It may have been Rollins and one other. And it was just fun. Seeing Edge in there with all these dudes, it's like, yeah, I'd like to see that. So, oh man, Edge, no spectacular saving from elimination from either Kofi or John Morrison. Yeah, but we did get that from Naomi, who had a huge return as well in the Women's Rumble, and I'm wondering, because she didn't show up on Monday, I'm guessing her husband's on SmackDown, so she's going to show up on SmackDown, and she could be up next for Bayley. Which Bayley with an actual babyface reaction, Naomi, I could get behind. That's what Bayley needs right now, because Lacey is a decent good guy. She's a decent good guy, but she just turned, so she doesn't get a strong enough reaction to elicit real strong boos for Bayley, and Bayley isn't a good enough heel to get the real big boos to get the cheers for Lacey yet. Like, they're both kind of still transitioning, and so the chemistry's good. They had a decent match, but you're not getting the reaction that you should. Ultimately, I still feel like the Bayley heel turn is a failed attempt currently. It's not over. And obviously I need to be a little bit more patient. And I think Naomi could save it. Because Naomi doesn't have to beat her. Naomi just has to bring out the best in her. And I think somebody that people want to cheer for in Naomi gives you somebody that you want to boo in Bayley. Hopefully that's the direction we're going here. Now, ultimately, is the Mania match still Sasha and Bayley? Shrug. Pete Dunne. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. Now, Drew McIntyre finally wins the Royal Rumble. Huge reaction for him. Huge reaction from me. I was like, so Nakamura was my guy when he won in 2017. I think it was 2017. No, it was 2018. He was my guy, so I was super geeked up. But, you know, we all know how that played out. So, like, hindsight is making it seem like a bad decision. I was geeked up that Rollins won because I knew Rollins was going to beat Brock. But Rollins also had already been like a top guy. He'd held the WWE Championship. And I think that's where this is going to work with McIntyre. Number one, McIntyre looks the part. Seth's also just a better bad guy. Drew can walk this line where he can just be a badass and people want to get behind him just based on how he acts. So, like, he's solid on the mic, and he's a brick S house. Like, he's just a big menacing dude, and he looks like he can beat Brock Lesnar. And God, I hope he's going to. I really don't see how he doesn't. But we also thought that about Reigns a couple years ago, whenever that was. I thought that for sure with Reigns, and Reigns didn't beat him. Drew's never had this championship match. This is a crowning moment for him, and you got to pull the trigger. You have to. This guy's ready. Like, the reaction for him, the you deserve it's, the everything on Monday. It's time for Drew to take the reins, and I can this Drew versus bad guy Rollins. I can see that. A rematch maybe with Brock. I mean, there's shoot, Drew and Buddy Murphy. I'm with that. There's Drew and AJ. There's stuff to do with Drew as your champion. I just listed off 3, barely even thinking about it. I think there's something to do there. I don't care what Brock says or anybody else says. I don't care if he wants the match or not. I'm not going to get it. I don't care. It's not up to him. Oh, I'm going to get it. I don't care. It's not up to him. Matt Riddle after Royal Rumble. That's what's funny is Riddle came out at like 18, something like that. I was like, oh, I wanted Riddle to come out while Brock was out there so bad. And then when Riddle was out, I was like, oh God, please give me Goldberg. Please give me Goldberg. That would have been fun. Riddle didn't have a very long appearance, unfortunately. So that was the Royal Rumble. On Raw, this was a solid Raw. I already talked about Lana and Liv, and Liv looked great. She finally gets to bust out the new finisher. She busts out the new theme, the new look. Timeless Liv Morgan. God, I hope I can convey like timeless Liv Morgan just sounds right to me. Live eternally. Maybe I'm just too close to it. I don't know. Drew cuts a great promo and officially challenges Brock. Brock comes out immediately and he F5s Drew. We're on the road. We're already moving. The main event segment. So everybody talked about when Edge comes out, like tearing up. I didn't cry at the Rumble. Seeing him, like seeing that look on his eye, that look of, whoa, this is happening. Like I'm about to do this, was awesome, and I was super duper geeked up. The next night on Raw, comes out and goes, so why am I here? And he goes into this promo of how this happened, how he was able to finally get cleared, and the what ifs. And this is where I start tearing up, because you could tell. I mean, even then, even in 2011 when he had to retire, you knew he didn't want to. He had so many years. Like, this is the guy that should have been our Flair. This is the guy that, you know, like right just now should be like winding down. Like, he's 46 years old. Like, just now should be getting to the end of the road and should be putting guys over on the way out. We missed 8 years of his best work. Like, his best work was yet to come, and we had to miss out on that. So I was happy for him. So these were tears of happiness. I was just choked up and caught in the moment, and, you know, just I watered up. I definitely welled up. And then Orton comes out, and so Orton does the what ifs, and it's like, the friendly rivalry. And what ultimately ends up happening is you see it coming a mile away, because he's still the Viper, he's still Randy Orton. But RKO to Edge, who is just getting cleared from, as he called, shitty neck. Sells it like he's dying. The look on his face of, no, this, no, you can't, this, no. And Orton then proceeds to get a chair, concerto, and just, wow. I needed a moment after that. Again, like I said, you needed, you knew this was going to happen. You knew it wasn't going to be some happy ending. Rated RKO gets back together and we're looking at a tag team. There was 1% at best chance of that being the outcome. There's no way Edge is coming out of retirement unless there's a program that he can get involved in, like something that he can really sink his teeth in, and whoever he's going to wrestle can really sink his teeth in. Like, we're talking a WrestleMania program. I can't even say vintage Orton. This is the best Orton. Like, this is even better than vintage Orton, because it's vintage Orton turned up to like 20, because it's vintage Orton with all of the knowledge that Orton has learned since vintage Orton. Like, it's a combination of all the Ortons. It's Orton listening to the voices in his head all over again, and going back to that place. And oh God, I needed a minute after that. I needed time to process it, because it was great television, first of all. And hot damn, I want to see Edge destroy Orton. WrestleMania is already starting to look pretty hot, because by the looks of it, only one match is booked. McIntyre and Brock, which, as it stands right now, I don't know, unless somebody gets really hot, I don't know that there's anything that's going to top that as the main event. That's probably our main. Edge and Orton, oh, that's your hot grudge match going in. Like, I mean, if you want to compare it to last year's Triple H and Batista, like, I like Triple H and Batista. Don't get me wrong. I like the match. I love the program coming up to it. This is already better. And this match is going to be wowzers. Trying to see like what else they're dancing around. I don't see a definitive contender for Becky or a definitive contender for Bayley yet. So the women's championships are kind of up in the air. Of course, you have Charlotte, who won the Royal Rumble. So who knows which way she's going to go. If you go by what show she's on, then she's going to challenge Becky, which not that they would deliver 100%. It would be great, but I really want something that can bring that next thing out of Becky. And I feel like that's a new contender, somebody hungry who's gunning for her is what she needs. Hello, Jamie. Things are going well. Thanks for joining us. I do think that I still think there's the outside chance that we get Sasha and Bayley. How we get there, I don't know. From where we are, I don't know how we get there. Women's Tag Championships. Again, nothing really clear cut other than we saw the Kabuki Warriors interrupt Charlotte. So could we get a new face that comes up and joins Charlotte, and Charlotte uses her opportunity to get a shot at the tag titles? Maybe. And might that work? I don't know. Could. If I were a betting man, I like the odds of Charlotte challenging Rhea Ripley, because great match, unprecedented. It really elevates that the NXT championship, and could just be just a great match. And on the WrestleMania card, still looking like Braun is probably gonna get a shot at Shinsuke for the Intercontinental Championship. Between here and there, I think the only thing we have is Saudi Arabia, and we don't have anything really announced for that yet. That's February. I know we have TakeOver Portland in February as well. I don't know if anything's happening in March. We usually have Fastlane. Fastlane's usually in February, but I don't think we're getting Fastlane in February. If we get Fastlane, it might be in March. I'm talking out of my ass here. Sorry, guys. Jamie says this year's Royal Rumble was awesome. Agreed. Christopher asks, my question for you, Justin, is given that we have a Saudi show late in February, are we going to get an Edge match for that? Or given that his new 3-year deal says 5 matches a year and 25 appearances a year, it makes me wonder how they'll handle the Saudi show appearances going forward during the life of Edge's contract. As it sits, I hope if I was to place money, we have an Edge appearance in Saudi Arabia, as opposed to a match. It was really awesome to see Edge back in the ring, because who else does Edge wrestle now that we've clearly set up that it's going to be Orton? Don't give me Edge Orton at Saudi. That's a money mania match. And I mean, I know obviously they could have a match in Saudi Arabia and it would be hot and we could have still continue the program into WrestleMania. But after what happened on Monday, I think Edge needs to be gone until Saudi and come back then. Honestly, like I wouldn't put it past Adam to not want to go to Saudi Arabia, to be honest. All that, we'll see. That one's going to have to play out. But whatever they do, I'm in. I'm easy. I'm in. I just think that the money would be to wait until Mania before they actually have a match. What else could happen at Saudi Arabia? I mean, the U.S. champion Andrade got suspended for wellness violation. So that's 30 days. I guess he would be back. He would be back just in time for Saudi Arabia. One name I've heard, Edge with AJ Styles, but he separated his shoulder at the Rumble, and who knows, right? Yeah, and then Joe got a concussion on Monday, so not a great weekend for injuries. We still need Friday to shake out, too, to see the real what's what of Rumble fallout. But it's looking more and more like Miz and Morrison are going to reunite as a tag team, and we're going to get them against New Day, which who would have guessed I'd be all for in 2020? Especially seeing Morrison come back, I never would have guessed that they were going to bring him back as a tag team wrestler. I would have guessed he would have been a babyface, but especially on SmackDown, there's really no room for him in that capacity. And even though there's plenty of tag teams on SmackDown, I think this better serves him. Better serves the show. Maybe he can tag back with his brother. I don't know if Christian's going to get cleared, because Christian was all about concussions. So I don't know if Christian could get cleared, or if he even wants to. Again, at this point, Daniel Bryan and Edge, you never say never. Paige is probably not far behind. Now, Austin has definitively said, nah, man, nah, I am done. Now, is that him just trying to throw people off the scent? You never know. You can never say never. But again, if I was a betting man, I would say never to Steve Austin. What else? I didn't get a chance yet to watch Hard Times, which really bums me out, because I have completely fallen off of NWA between just trying to keep up with WWE, with as much writing as I've been doing for Bell and Dub Season 2. Unfortunately, I don't have that extra hour. I've also been hearing about a possible return to a TLC match at Mania for the SmackDown Men's Tag Team titles, inviting New Day, the Usos, and TBA. Although I would think Miz and Morrison, New Day, and Usos, in a TLC match, I'll take it. I will take that. I would like that a lot, actually. Trying to think of, there was some other story. We talked about Hard Times. Something else freaking happened, Justin. And why didn't you retweet it or something? I love Liv Morgan. We all know this, right? We know this about me. Let me like that. Like I said, I watched. I'm behind on Impact too. I see that they're doing things up. What? Were we really not following Ethan Page? You should check out Ethan Page's blog, or vlog rather. Zicky Dice. Big fan of Chelsea Green getting some shine there for a minute. All right, you know what? Maybe not. Whatever it was, got lost in translation. Oh, Nikki and Brie are both pregnant, which is cool. Man. Okay, I don't know what the story was. So either it wasn't that. Oh, Worlds Collide. Let's talk about Worlds Collide real quick, shall we? it was just I wish I would have took more notes. I didn't take any notes this weekend. What's wrong with me? Jesus Christ. Justin, just dropping things. Just not good at a one-man wrestling show. Sweary. I just realized I didn't record any of this. Jesus Christ. What? All right. Close that. Way to go. During his recent podcast, yeah, that's exactly, that's what I was referencing, Chris, was he said, nah, no, I'm not going to do it. And he wants Edge to be careful, which, yeah, you got to be careful. Don't wrestle too much. Wrestle as much as necessary, or wrestle as much as you feel comfortable with. Not too much. I'm starting to sweat up here. Balor versus Ilya Dragunov was fire. Tony Storm and Rhea Ripley was fight. Worlds Collide was just, I'm thinking it's looking like they're going to make this an official pay-per-view event. So to kind of supplement the takeovers, which I'm into. And TakeOver Portland is on a Sunday, which we mentioned, which is in a couple weeks. So in my hope of hopes, takeovers are now going to be viewed as WWE pay-per-views rather than NXT live events. Oh, that's what it was. So, okay, we'll come back to that. Hopefully, the takeovers are going to become WWE pay-per-views. And hopefully Anthony, it's a good question. I don't know where he is. I haven't seen him in about a month and a half. I have no idea. What was your reaction when Liv Morgan defeated Lana on Monday? God bless it, dude. I don't care how many times I got to talk about this, Mike. I will talk about Liv Morgan until I'm blue in the face. Very excited because, again, love the new gear. Love the new theme. Love the finish. I think we are on to something. We are really on to something with Liv Morgan. And I think people are cheering. And, maybe it's not the reaction she and the company is hoping for, but they're ready. So once she has the right opponent, Lana is a great starting opponent because she's able to draw some heat. And no matter what you want to say about the story or the kind of heat she's getting, it is getting people to cheer for Liv Morgan, which is the important part. Now, you put her in the ring with Charlotte again. Not current Charlotte, because Charlotte's kind of in between. But you put her in there with Sarah Logan, Rue, whenever Rue comes back. Like, you could be looking... Liv Morgan has massive superstar potential written all over her. And I don't say that just because of this. I don't say it just because I love her. I'm not saying that because #LivLovesJustin. I'm saying that because she is going to be a massive star. And there's no denying it. She's timeless. I'm pretty geeked for Super Showdown. I'm looking forward to what they're going to do with that. As I was saying, it looks like Worlds Collides are going to become the new TakeOver, like the Saturday event, like the show before the big WWE show, and takeovers are going to become a WWE show, and that would be awesome. Still, in my heart of hearts, I'd love it to be, you have your big five now, so you have 7 other months, maybe a Raw pay-per-view, a SmackDown pay-per-view, and an NXT takeover. And then, well, I guess even at that point, you still have NXT UK takeovers, which they only do 2 a year. To me, it seems like you could make people care a lot more about a lot more people if we're not trying to get everything all into one pay-per-view. So we'll see. There's really no way to know yet other than just keep your eyes open. Now, the big news, and we'll close with this before I get out of here. I saw that WWE is going to do less live events. I'm torn on this. Number one, more time off for the talent. So that's positive. That's a super positive. These people are on the road constantly and just drained always. Too much wear and tear on the body, and there's no need for it. Live events returns are rapidly diminishing. I think people are just less and less apt to go out to them. Here's the other side of that. I know that's a lot of where they work on stuff. So you kind of lose some of that. And on top of that, if we're getting less live events, what are the odds that they're going to come to Norfolk? Like, they already rarely come to Norfolk. They never come to Hampton anymore. I think January of 2018 was the last time they came to Hampton. And so it's already a rare occasion that they're here. Less live events does worry me that they're not going to come here. Do you think, who do you think will be the next call up for the main roster? I don't know, man. And I refuse to call it that anymore, because NXT is, I've always viewed them as a third brand, but they're officially a third brand now. It's all even. It's all sideways motions now. And unless it's somebody like a Bianca Belair who has that crossover potential to reach outside of the NXT audience, like a bigger than like a Velveteen Dream. Like, Dream could go to Raw or SmackDown and, fit into that world. Whereas your Ciampa should, I agree, should stay put. Even though I do think he would succeed on Raw and SmackDown, there is that chance that he's a wrestler, and so maybe Vince doesn't see that, and NXT's a sure thing. Whereas you see it like an Elias, a Dream, a Bianca Belair, they can really grow into that bigger, those bigger arenas, the bigger feel of the WWE shows. So I don't know. We'll see. God, yes, please, Keith Lee. And he's one of those wrestlers, but at the same time, he's bigger than life. And so I feel like he's got that big, we've barely seen him on the mic. So I feel like he's got it. So we'll see. He just won the North American Championship, so he may be tied up there for a good couple months, maybe till Mania. We'll see. Who knows? I can see Shayna Baszler going to Raw. She's already faced and beaten all there is to beat on NXT. I do see, again, where it is currently, there is nobody there for Becky. But based on the few one-on-one confrontations they had leading into Survivor Series, I would probably say Shayna Baszler goes to Raw and is hungry to go after Becky Lynch's Raw Championship. Don't put any weight on that. What do I know? I don't know jack. So, WWE is moving in the right direction. I'm still not a huge fan of them doing business in Saudi Arabia. If the shows are halfway decent, I will continue to watch. Like the last two, I feel like were pretty good. So as long as they're pretty decent, I'll watch them. I would love to see, if we're going to keep doing business with them, keep pushing that envelope with the women. Let's really go for it. But it is bothersome that I bet you even more wrestlers are saying, nah, we're just not going to go, which is a real hard nut to swallow. You understand? So let's officially wrap it up, shall we? I mentioned live events. I did not say anything about your name. How dare you? I did not say that name. I am curious to see how this live event thing plays out. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm clearly just talking in circles at this point. So if that's what I'm going to do, why don't I do a little of this too? There we go. Get on out of here, guys. Enjoy your wrestles. I got some writing I needs to do. I got stuff to do. I got writing. I got some video games to play. Let me know if you guys would be into like doing like a post Raw chat where we kind of play video games and talk about what happened on Raw. Thinking about doing that for Raw and SmackDown, and maybe losing the Wednesday show like as it is and kind of placing it elsewhere, and then trying to do maybe the pay-per-view recaps as they happen, like as the pay-per-view happens, talking about it like a watch along. Basically, there's still a lot that needs to happen here to make that happen, but it's a possibility. Thank you guys for making me a little more comfortable here. As you can tell, I'm very uncomfortable doing this program. This program specifically, I'm very uncomfortable doing by myself. So thank you so much for bringing me a little comfort. If you do want to hear me talking to myself, Oh Hi Justin, patreon.com/Oh Hi Justin, where you get the Oh Hi Justin pod, you get this podcast, you get the Deprogram pod before everybody else in the world, your music show, this, that, and the other, these Ghouls demos, all that stuff. $1 American dollar a month, that's all it costs, and I specifically greatly appreciate it. $1 a month, that's all it costs. If that ain't your thing, free to do. You have a Twitch account, go subscribe to my Twitch, twitch.tv/Oh Hi Justin14. Just do that. I got to get up to, 50? Yeah, I have to get to 50 followers before I can even think about affiliate. So, John Cone is an absolute pig. I watched the watch along to the Rumble, and he downed 10 of those mini tacos from Jack in the Box in 20 minutes. Way to go, John Cone. Yeah, I've just got a lot of pondering to do with this show. So feel free to leave some messages or whatever about whatever the hell is going to happen with the show. Oh Hi Justin is a great place to go. We're available on all the podcast platforms, or if you like watching us, facebook.com/WrestlePalsVA. We're on the YouTube. You have to spell it out. #WrestlePals. Already mentioned the Twitch. And I believe, follow us on Twitter @WrestlePalsVA, or follow me @the Hulkster. All of that stuff. And goddamn, #WrestlePals.
We some Southern boys with the farmer strength. Ain't nobody man enough to feel the pain. And you could be next. You better give respect. Cause ain't nobody breaking this redneck. No, they don't want none. No, they don't want none. They don't want none. No, they don't want none. They don't want none. No, they don't want none. They looking scared, no, they don't really want none. And I'm a Mack truck. Don't get run over.
Listen to this song as you look at Drew McIntyre. Lost. God, learn how to play your own songs, Justin. Lost. I'm so lost. I need some help to find my way back home. I can call my girls without delay. Mountain Viking, Lafayette, Pumpkin Jersey, born to run their way. I need my squad. I need my squad. I need my squad. Overlooked. I'm so overlooked. I need a ride for me to focus on. Good Lord, I haven't played this in forever. I can call my girls without delay. Mountain Viking, Lafayette, Pumpkin Jersey, born to run away. I need my squad. 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 I need my squad.